English morphology is the study of words. Linguists have a difficult time defining the term word, in part because each word can be broken down into smaller parts called morphemes. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit a word can be broken into. For example, a word like tree has just one morpheme. It cannot be divided into smaller parts. But the word trees has two, tree and s. Each part of the word carries some meaning. In 1958, noted psycholinguist Jean Berko-Gleason designed what is known as the WUG test to investigate the acquisition of the plural and other inflectional morphemes in English-speaking children. Let's practice together. Ready? This is a WUG. Now, there are two of them. There are two what? There are two WUGs. If you got that right, you're ready for the next step. Let's stick with the tree example. A word like tree is known as a free morpheme because it's a single morpheme that can stand alone as a meaningful word. A bound morpheme is a unit that must be attached to another bound or free morpheme. For example, the S in trees or handcuffs would be a bound morpheme. Let's review. Morphemes can be either bound or free. A bound morpheme is made up of a root word and an affix. Inflectional affixes can be added to a word without changing the part of speech, such as plurals or tenses. Derivational affixes change the meaning and can be either prefixes or suffixes, though not all change the part of speech. An example of a derivational affix would be changing work to worker. Free morphemes can be either open or closed. Now that we understand morphemes, let's move on to words. Words with just one morpheme, like our favorite, tree, or you could use the word hat, or maybe dog, are known as simple words. Words with one free morpheme and one bound morpheme, like trees, hats, or maybe dogs, are known as complex words. Words made up of two free morphemes, such as teacup or butterfly, are known as compound words. Some other examples would be hotshot or bookkeeper. Traditional classrooms are based on Latin rules of grammar, despite the fact that English is a Germanic language and the rules do not translate well. Latin grammar focuses on parts of speech. Let's review. Parts of speech can be either a noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, or interjection. Here's a poem to help you remember. Every name is called a noun, as field and fountain, street and town. In place of noun, the pronoun stands, as he and she can clap their hands. The adjective describes a thing, as magic wand and bridle ring. The verb means action, something done, to read and write, to jump and run. How things are done the adverbs tell, as quickly, slowly, badly, well. The preposition shows relation, as in the street or at the station. Conjunctions join in many ways, sentences, words, or phrase and phrase. The interjection cries out, "Hark! I need an exclamation mark." Through poetry, we learn how each of these make up the parts of speech. While Latin-based grammar and parts of speech may not constitute a good scientific method for classifying words, they do provide the vocabulary students need to discuss and analyze language. A more modern approach to classifying words relies on morphological evidence. Both inflectional and derivational suffixes provide the clues. Take a look at the table. The parts of speech in the first column can be modified by the inflectional suffixes in the second column. Nouns can be made plural or possessive, verbs are altered, and adjectives and adverbs become comparative or superlative. The derivational suffixes in the third column change the meaning of the word. The kind of words listed in the last table are what linguists refer to as content words. These are the words that carry the main meanings in sentences, and they can be either nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. English also has a second group of words. These are known as function words. Function words serve a variety of purposes. This table illustrates the different types of function words out there and some examples of each. There are determiners, which are made up by words such as the, this, and my, quantifiers such as one, every, and several, pronouns like you, yourself, and who, auxiliaries such as is, has, and might, prepositions such as in, before, of, conjunctions such as and, if, or however, particles made up by words like up, down, and around, and intensifiers like rather, very, and so. Once we understand the different parts that make up words, it's important to investigate how new words enter the English language. Many new words are created when people give labels to new inventions or products. Most of these words start as proper nouns and then become common nouns. For example, Kleenex now applies to almost any brand of facial tissue, and Band-Aid applies to personal bandages. To a lesser extent, many people call any type of soft drink a Coke. Another way words enter the English language is through clippings and acronyms. Some examples of clippings include changing the word gasoline to gas and mathematics to math. A well-known example of an acronym would be SCUBA. It really means self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Many words in the English language are borrowed from other languages. This table illustrates words originally from the Spanish, Dutch, German, Italian, and French languages, which are now regular parts of the English language. Everyday words such as golf, piano, dime, and mosquito are all from other languages. While the previous examples are all good ways for new words to enter the English language, one of the richest sources of new words is the morphological process of derivation. These two charts illustrate that process. Pay close attention to the meaning change in the very last column on each chart. In conclusion, English morphology is more than just the study of words. It's the process that linguists go through to understand the English language and how it works. It is vital in helping us communicate with one another.